of y'all telling me that I gotta say that I'm black when I'm not. I am Dominican.
So in Latin America, they got this running joke. I don't think it's a running joke, but this joke goes, every Latino family has a black grandma that they're hiding in the closet. Every Latino family has a black grandma that they're hiding in the closet. Let me show you what that means. You see this picture? This is the black grandma that they're talking about. She ended up having a baby by, a pale, maybe light complected man. And she got this biracial daughter. The biracial daughter went to go procreate with, a light white person. And they got this daughter. So they never talk about the black grandma though. And the black grandma, she wanted to erase blackness too. She wanted to get rid of it. That's why she has no problem being hidden. They're indoctrinated with anti-blackness, racism. It runs deep. They're not only trying to erase blackness, but they're ashamed of it. So someone like her, the previous person, Domino Black, will never admit that she's black. Anything but that.
Who that is? Chesley Major. Chesley Major.
Chesley Major. Chesley Major.
Chesley Major. Chesley Major.
Peace and blessings goes out to the fam. Thanks for joining me. I really appreciate you. I truly do. Absolutely. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to hit the like button. Today, I got some hot clips and some video. We're going to dive into it. Lots of Hispanics / Latinos are very upset about the ICE raids that are going down that they actually voted for, because before he got into office, Trump said mass deportation was number one on his list. You had a lot of people who I think that they thought fat meat ain't greasy. And now they finding out it's hella greasy. Specifically the Mexicans, Cubans, and Venezuelans. Now, the Venezuelans flooded Miami. I'm talking about 60% of Doral is Hispanics from Venezuela. But I ain't gonna hold you. We gonna dive straight into the video. Let's get into it.
Well, some Venezuelans say they feel betrayed by the Trump administration, and they want to make it clear the majority of Venezuelans are not criminals.
Like so many other Venezuelans, she cheered when Donald Trump was elected. She's a Venezuelan immigrant, now terrified of being deported. Are you afraid of your son walking to school? Yes, truly, yes. What are you afraid of?
De que lo vaya. That they'll pick him up and he won't have time to call me.
You supported Donald Trump, even though you couldn't vote for him.
Sí, yo creo que...
Yes.
I believe there is a large community of Venezuelans who did. And this was a hard blow because practically the same day he took office, he went against Venezuelans. It seemed personal.
Conditions have not changed. Actually have getting worse.
At a press conference in Doral Monday, Venezuelan Americans denounced the Trump administration and South Florida Republicans.
More than betrayed. Beyond betrayed. They used us. They actually, during the campaign, and I don't want to make this political, but during the campaign, the elected officials from the Republican Party, they actually told us that he was not going to touch the documented people.
Venezuelans are known to be supporters of the Trump administration. How do you feel about what happened now?
I do know that the news that we woke up for today must have been as frustrated as they have been for me, even for Trump supporters, because it hits home. It's different. It hits straight home. And considering that going back to Venezuela right now, it's not an option.
Those who supported President Trump during the election are firing back, now saying they feel lied to and betrayed.
I want to send a message to the president. If the Venezuelan Americans voted for you in large numbers, they did so to remove criminals. Venezuelan Americans did not vote for you to criminalize the majority of the Venezuelans.
Violent criminals should be taken out of our country. Deportations should happen for people who have not respected our laws. And I think most people, and I would say the majority of the immigrants here in our community, bought into this platform of safety, security, and protected borders for our country.
Florida will be the downfall of Latinos and Hispanics every time. Florida is what I will vote for Donald Trump. Florida is the home of I will vote for Donald Trump. That's where they live. Vote, where was I for Donald Trump? The Florida Hispanics had a hit with that one. Y'all trash. Y'all trash. Trump trash. His wig is trash. All y'all are garbage. Okay? Y'all gonna be the downfall of the Latinos every motherfucking time. Florida Latinos, Hispanics from Florida. You cannot tell them that they are not Caucasian. Like, it's really just ridiculous.
Where are my Miami Cubans at, huh? Where are you guys at? Because you guys were loud and proud back then. Where are you at now?
Y'all, that's embarrassing. So then 2 Hispanic delivery guys came to drop something off, and I was still playing the song. Because I was making this video. I was still listening to I Will Vote for Donald Trump when they came to deliver the stuff. I was like, Latinos, oh. Girl, they thought I was picking, probably. I will vote for Donald Trump. I will vote for Donald Trump.
Democrats have had term after term after term to do something for the Latino community to help DACA recipients and those here illegally, and yet they haven't. To think that they are doing anything for us is a joke. Do I agree that Trump should just be getting rid of everyone? No, but Biden made sure this would happen, opening up the border, letting whomever walk in, knowing it wouldn't be his problem in 4 years. Everyone hates Trump so much they can't see who has been dangling the carrot over their heads.
The tension between the African American community and Latino community needs to stop. Now, I didn't fucking say that, but I've heard it a million goddamn times on TikTok the last couple days. We didn't start the goddamn tension. We didn't. We did our parts back in motherfucking November, and how many goddamn ways do we have to say that? Do I need to say it in Spanish at this point? Because you don't seem to be comprehending. You knifed us in the goddamn back in November. I walked to the goddamn polls to vote for your best interest, not just mine. It wasn't just thinking about me. We warned you, we told you, we did everything that we fucking could, and you were on here shaking the goddamn maracas and popping your goddamn coochies to I will vote for Donald Trump. What more do you want from us? You owe us an apology at this point. We don't owe you one. We don't owe you a goddamn thing. And to throw up that you were out there supporting us during the BLM movement, I don't remember seeing that many of you out there. Who I do remember seeing out there were white people, not you. I'm gonna call it spade, goddamn spade. I'm gonna say it like it is. I'm sure you were out there. I don't remember seeing as many of you as I saw white people out there. So let's not do that. Let's not go tit for tat. Because again, 92% of us showed up to vote for your best interest back in November. I guarantee you 92% of you were not there during the BLM. I can guarantee you, because 92% of you didn't even show up to vote for your best goddamn interest back in November. You betrayed your goddamn selves. Your energy is misdirected. We're not trying to deport you. We're not your enemies. The Republicans are. So you might want to attack them. You might want to find something fucking safe to do. Because attacking us is not going to be it. We have always been your ally, not your goddamn mission. Now run along with you.
These protests in LA, they're not doing. It's just a bunch of Latinos that rather than educate themselves and figure out a way to make a real movement, go and give them a reason to round more people up, to throw more people in jail, and to make even more stringent laws against things like this. Everything but take accountability and actually learn something of how the system in America works.
Where do I even start when it comes to LA city politics right now? There are a few things that our community has to really confront and talk about, especially in light of the racism that we've literally seen being perpetuated and condoned by council members Cedillo, Martinez, and KDL. I keep hearing this narrative that these council members don't represent our community. And to an extent they don't, because their racism is just abhorrent and disgusting. But to an extent they also do. I was reading this tweet where this person was saying that Nuri Martinez, she represents someone that's in our family, be it our aunt, our brother, our sibling, our grandparents, because anti-blackness runs so deep within our communities. It is so So on top of not just reflecting on what this means for our communities, we have to counter these narratives, these racist narratives in our lives 24/7. And we also have to understand how shit like this, how this anti-Black sentiment that's so rampant in our communities, that this undercuts political change, it undercuts policy changes. It's so detrimental to building coalitions, which bleeds into my next point, that Latinos can and do reaffirm white supremacy. It's not to say that we're not racialized or othered in the US, but our proximity to whiteness inherently puts us at a advantage. As if anyone who has done Latin American studies or is familiar with like the racialized politics of being a Latina in the US, if they can duet this, please do, by all means. This is painful work, but we really have to reflect on the anti-Blackness within our communities.
Cuban American woman from Miami here. Actually, I'm from Hialeah. That's real deep. If you know, you know. I'm from Hialeah. I'm originally a Hialeah girl. I am from South Florida. I grew up in a Cuban community. My mom's Cuban. I'm ashamed, and I just want to tell the world I'm sorry. Not all of us Cubans are like that. Some of us do have empathy. Some of us do feel solidarity with the rest of the Latino community that's going through it. Some of us knew this was going to happen and tried to warn our friends and family. I have to explain to you why it's so different in South Florida. The Cubans there live in this bubble where they're the majority and they think that they're white, and they live in a certain bubble of privilege where they don't see discrimination directed towards them because they're the majority. But I promise you, to those Cubans that haven't really left South Florida, just drive a couple hours north and you're gonna realize you're not white. You're not white. You're never gonna be white enough for them. So I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed of your votes. I'm ashamed of those stupid fucking videos I see you posting. You're embarrassing yourselves.
Florida will be the downfall of Latinos and Hispanics every time. Florida is what I will vote for Donald Trump. Florida is the home of I will vote for Donald Trump. That's where they live. Vote where was I for Donald Trump?
The reason why you Latino undocumented community is so mad and making all these nasty ass comments in my section is because you mad and you refuse to face the truth. That's all it is. Because how is Black people's laziness, what happened during slavery, how is any of that has to do with the subject at hand? What you guys are upset about is the fact that you realize now those Black people you've been living alongside all these time, and the people you've been marginalizing too, thinking that you could beat your chest with the idea that you were hard working, it don't mean nothing. And that's what you're mad about. And now that you're mad about it, you also don't want to accept the fact that you never had legal rights, and that all that ignorance that you were exerting over the Black community, you felt emboldened. You thought you could. And you did. And even though we had our conflicts, we still didn't vote against you all. We never raised that big of a hell about the fact that you guys were redlining us and you were gatekeeping us. We didn't. And now that it's happened, you realize Black people are airing out their grievances with you, and it's just fucking too much for you to accept because you feel like it's a step on you. It's not a step on you. It's exactly what you're asking for. Because look at yourself in the comments. So if you're willing to say these things about Black people now, considering the circumstances, you guys speak for yourselves. So now what you did is make it public. So now even some white people who you think were in your corner, they see too how you treat Black people. So guess what? That little guilt that they felt about you being deported, you made it a little softer now. Because they realized, hey, those people are kind of cruel. Until the last statement to someone who said, why why y'all got homes and we don't? Because everybody knows y'all live in a house or an apartment 10 deep and everybody has a car. That's not a well-kept secret from New York to California. So, no, go be mad at yourselves. Be mad at yourselves.
I think she's got a point. But anyways, that's all I got, guys. Let me know what you think about the video. Leave a comment. If this is your first time here, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed the content. And oh yeah, major salute to 10 Flat, G-Mac, and other subscribers like J-Rock. Peace.